Today I bring you the review and my thoughts on the new Tecnifibre string, the Tecnifibre Ice Code. For this test I went through about half a wheel of the Tecnifibre Ice Code. I used it in the 125mm gauge and in two different rackets. One was the RF97 and the specs are shown on the screen right now. I used a tension of 25 kilos for the mains and 24 for the crosses. The second racket I tried the ice code in was the Tecnifibre XTC305 racket. I used this racket for some previous tests and it's one of my go-to rackets at the moment. Also the specs are shown on the screen right now. I upped the tension on this racket a bit and I ended up settling for 26 kilos on the mains and the crosses. I upped the tension because this racket is a bit more powerful and forgiving than the RF97 and I needed a bit more control. For me, Tecnifibre has always made some of the best strings on the market and right up there with the Luxilon, for example. The reason why I wanted to extensively test the Ice Code string is because one of my favorite strings at the moment, or at least before this test, was the Tecnifibre Pro Red Code. The Pro Red Code is a bit older string and a classical feeling and a classical style polyester string, and I really liked it because it's quite stiff and I like its low power and controlled response and the crisp feeling. If you want my thoughts on the Pro Red Code, check out the review that I made on it. When I heard about the release of the Ice Code, it promised a similar feeling string that the Pro Red Code, but with a better touch and feeling and perhaps a bit more power and spin than the Red Code. I first tried it in the XTC racket and I just bought 3 sets to see how it goes. I liked it so much that I bought a reel and put it to a more extensive test in more rackets, but in this video I'll just go over the performance in the RF97 and the XTC305. I have to say that this string really lived up to my expectations in almost all departments. It was more powerful than the Pro Red Code string and I'd say it's up there with power with a string like RPM Blast or something similar. Ball pocketing wasn't the best in the first hour or so, but that's actually a good thing for me because I really like the crisp and clean response from a fresh, stiff string like the Ice Code. So no surprises there, I like the string more when it was fresh in the first hour, but if you like the ball pocketing effect, the string will open up nicely after a while and give you that, and also without any real loss of power and control, I think. But the one thing that it did suffer from after a while was the loss of spin potential, but that's normal with most strings, I believe. While talking about spin potential, I actually thought that this was the best characteristic of this string, especially for a round polyester. This string offered a lot of spin potential. The feel and touch were also great for me. As I mentioned, I like a direct and stiff feeling response, but the one area where this response bothered me a bit was on short swings, for example on block returns, where the strings grabbed the ball a bit too much and I didn't get a nice feeling when I could just block or push the ball back when needed. On the other hand, surprisingly, I found a lot of feel for the drop shots with this string, even though I usually don't go for drop shots. Not surprisingly, the string was the best when I was hitting with long and fast strokes from the baseline with a lot of top spin and pace. And that's when I got all the power, spin and control that I need. The playability, duration and durability were about average for me, and I only broke the strings once during the playtest duration, and that was after almost a 3-hour long match in a really wet and humid conditions. I usually restring all my strings at the 4 to 5 hours mark, and at that time the playability didn't change much, but like I mentioned, it lost some of its spin potential, but not a deal breaker for me, as this was not worse than with any other string. For now I'm enjoying this string, and after this reel I might be switching to it and buy some more. The string is in the mid price range for a poly, and I believe it offers a lot for its price point, and if you like powerful, stiff and crisp feeling strings, then I think you should definitely try out this string. That's it for my review on the Tecnifibre Ice Code string. Thank you for watching, and if you enjoy this kind of content, consider subscribing to Impacting Things.